Good afternoon. Wow, good afternoon. Patrick here, Eight Questions with. And yeah, we're here early in the afternoon, mid-afternoon here on the east side on the East Coast. Welcome you guys into for another show. That's right, we're doing two shows tonight. We're doing this matinee, special matinee edition with Rocky Reynolds, who will be here shortly. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, we'll be joined by Garo and Anna Setian, and we'll be talking about Space Wars, Quest for the Deep Star. And they will be here tonight at 8 o'clock. Um, yes, Rocky is a really nice guy. Man, I'm just really tickled to have him on. I mean, super cool dude. We had our pre-show chat yesterday, and normally it's like a 5 minute chat, and we end up talking like for 30 minutes. Just a really nice guy. And there is Anthony. He says he's got. I think he means to say you got 808 subs, Anthony. You got 808. Oh no, Elise is already in. Steven. Elise is already booked. Oh, as far as coming into the show tonight, yeah, I planned on doing that too. Let her know. And speaking of co-stars and whatnot, so I just got a blast. I just got to share this because I'm so happy about this. So I just saw this on Instagram. Our good friend Mike Markoff, who has been on the show a couple of times. And he's poised to pop, and he's going to be doing a new Western film with Dermot Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney, he's going to get to do a movie with Dermot Mulroney. Mulroney is one of my favorite actors. That guy is great. He can do anything. And as you saw, he just recently did Scream 6. But our good friend Mike Markoff is going to be sharing the screen with Dermot Mulroney, and wow, that's so cool. I'm so tickled. Hi, Treasure Woman, how are you? Greetings, greetings. Glad you are here. Yeah, I saw that, Anthony. I was going to say, there's no way that no one's going to drop Anthony 100 subs. And there is Equal Zero in the house. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm not sure if you've been here before, Treasure Woman. I'm not sure, but if let me see if I can go to your channel so I can go. I have to. I think you and I are subbed to each other. I believe that you and I are already subbed. That's right, Echo Meow. That's right. Um, so I was really excited to see that great news for Mike Markoff. That's fun. Um, that's seeing what former guests are up to and seeing what they're doing. It's a lot of fun. I know that Douglas Vermean and Sadie Katz right now, and actually Devaney Penn, all former guests. I know right now they're in cons. They are overdoing cons as we speak. And how much fun is that? That's like the world's biggest film festival. I mean, everybody but anybody goes to con. I mean, you got something to sell, you got something to announce, you got something, you go to cons. If you're really blessed, you get invited to have your film shown in competition. Um, and of course, it's massive, very popular. Though I will say that while cons is still number one, I will have to say that I do think that the Toronto Film Festival, I think that is gaining steam. They when they do their show, they have a lot of impact on what we're seeing. And they're pretty much spot on as far as naming the actors who's going to win the Oscars. They've been pretty spot on the last 4 or 5 years. They've called them out like this is who we think's going to win, and they end up winning. I don't think it's politics either. I just think it's just straight out what they feel as far as performance wise. All right. So I'm going to do a little something a little different, something I normally don't do, but I definitely want to wet your whistle a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little bit what we have coming up in June. That's right. I'm going to get you guys all stoked up for June because June's going to be a fun month. We're going to be interviewing quite a few people. Not as much as May, but we're still going to have fun. We have one week where we're going to be on for six shows. Yeah, I'm trying to get it back to where it was 3 shows a week. But what's happening is that we're getting so much offer, so much, there's so many opportunities now to talk to people that, it's hard to just cut back to 3. I will be doing that. I will be working very hard to cutting it back till just 3 a week. Yeah, make it more of it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm gonna need some help though, man. Yesterday, I don't know. I mean, it must be StreamYard. It might be StreamYard. I'm not sure. But we had a great show last night. I mean, a fantastic show last night, and everybody was here for the whole show, and for some reason, StreamYard did not give us the views that we should have gotten. Not only did they not give the show the views that it should have gotten, but it took them away as well. So the show that we had last night with singer-songwriter Rachel Deshane, who, if you guys are all here, was probably one of the most fun shows that we've done in a while, had only 49 views, and I just think that's disgraceful. I don't know. I think it's disgraceful as a fact that they're not letting us have our views. StreamYard is, they're always asking us, well, are you happy with us or YouTube or whoever it is? Are we happy with their service? And it's like, no, not when you take away views from shows like that. Um, oh, good. So before Rocky gets here, which will be shortly, I'm going to just show you what we got coming in June. So, and I'll be making banners for all these shows, and you'll be seeing pictures on my Instagram and what have you. So we're going to start it off on June 1st. We're going to be talking to Paul Dale, who owns By the Horns TV. And it's a production company, and he has released some films underneath their library, including one film that I'm eager to talk about, and that would be Sewer Gators. I have to admit, I saw that I come across my Instagram, and it says By the Horns TV, and it had Sewer Gators. I could not hit the message button fast enough to ask him to come talk to us. I mean, anybody's going to put out a movie called Sewer Gators. It's people that we want to talk to. Yeah, that's right down the cheetahs and my alleyway. So that'll be on June 1st. June 7th sees the return of the beautiful Mariah Owen. She is the owner of GTE Productions. She is a very, very good producer, top-notch producer, actress, and she just launched her own new business, which we'll be talking about, which is perfect for us. Super excited about that. She's going to be starting a new business called Mimi's Closet, which is going to be a lot of fun. And just in time, our good friend Rocky's here, so you guys know how it goes. We don't leave our guests in the basement, so we're gonna go get them. And if you guys can share us out, that'll be awesome. Here we go. Let's meet Rocky Reynolds. Ta-da!
There we are.
I went to, the thing is, I leave my charger plugged into the phone when I do the show, and it acts really, really weird when I do that. So when I hit the button, it took me out. So it's like, no, 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 I'm not going back out. I want to go back in. Um, wow, good to see you again, Rocky.
All right. Good to
How,
be
how you
here.
how you feeling today?
I'm doing
Rock,
good. Doing
ready to rock and roll?
doing real good. I haven't heard any test results. I wait on that, so it'll be good.
Yeah, that's something we didn't talk about that, about talking about that, in terms of today or whatnot. But I will just say this, and if you want to say anything else about it, I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, you are a warrior, and we definitely admire and respect your fight. That's for sure. Not a tough road to hoe, to be sure. Um, uh, uh, So yeah, that's a tough one, but we're glad that you're here with us today. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I was just thinking about this. I'm going like, I think you're the second person in 300 shows, or almost 300 shows that we've had from the great state of Montana. We had our friend Jennifer Tochi, who lives in Butte, Montana. We tease her and call it Butt Montana. Um, which she actually gave us she said, yeah, I live in Butt, Montana. I was like, I thought it was Butte. This is no, the T silent, it's Butt. Um, but Montana is beautiful country.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Uh,
are you a native Montanan?
no, I'm not. The way I got here is I built houses for and did construction around 40 years, 20, 42 years. I've been in the construction industry, but in '98, I had done a few of the Home Depots when they were building new, and
Okay.
my job was to set like kitchen cabinets, do all the trim work. I wasn't the general contractor by any means, but I had I was a subcontractor. I'd done several of them, and they asked me to bid the one in Billings, Montana, and I was at that time in Wilmington, North Carolina, finishing up a Home Depot there. Well, I waited about a month and I just thought about it. Then I forgot about it. Then they called and said, "No one has bid that. We really need you to do it. We have to stay on schedule. And you're finishing up this one." I basically I knew what it took to do them. I've done like 10, 15 of them. And I basically doubled the bid and added like 10% to it, turned it in, and I'll be darned if I didn't get it. When I got out here in '98, of course, I did the first Home Depot, and then I did like four or five more in Montana, and I ended up staying. I just bought some land west of here and bought a few hundred acres and started building houses on it. And then I went to Lowe's at that time, moved from the east to west in Montana, and they had a thing called Eagle Hardware. And so I just bid on those, which I didn't get the money like I did at a Home Depot, but I bid them. They were normal bids to do exactly the same thing, except change it over from an Eagle Hardware to a Lowe's fashion store. And that's why I ended up staying and building houses, and I
N-
really have loved it.
Now, when you mean by doing the Home Depots, were you building building the stores ground up, or were you building the home the design section in the
No,
store?
I was a subcontractor, and my contract was to like put up some of the racking and plumbing and around the kitchen cabinet area, set displays, and build end caps. How to fix things on whatever was going to be on that aisle, like setting a sink. I would design a little display that goes on the end and of the aisle, and it would show people what you would need. Each little item would be stapled or glued or nailed or tied. Each item, what it would take to get your sink set or faucets put in or doors set, anything. So I would build those. It would take a couple of months at each store, and I was just a subcontractor for that part.
Man, I wish they had that now.
Yeah, how to
Yeah,
fix.
they. Yeah, I mean, I worked at Depot for 5 years, and we didn't do that. We the end caps. There was no love for the end caps. No love for that. We used to do have in stores. Once a month we have in stores, and we do. and we would invite contractors to come out, or we do a hands-on hands-on training and everything, and no, we don't do that anymore. They don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
uh,
I even taught some of those how to do classes for setting cabinets or whatever the people wanted to do, build little birdhouses, things like that.
um can you see the chat okay now? Do you see the chat?
I see the cat.
Okay, no, the chat, the people talking.
Oh, let's do some glasses here. Where is that at? No. Okay.
It should be under comments.
Oh, the chat. It doesn't. I don't see anything like that. No.
Let me. Okay, I'm just gonna catch up. I'll catch up with the chat with us. People are coming in and they're saying hi. We have a lot of people here. Hi, Kenny. Kenny's here. Our good friend, our lovely friend Betty J. Gathers is here. Hi, Betty. Hi, Colin. And let's see, our friend Echo Zero's here. Anthony Shabbat is here. Our friend Stephen Chang, and the lovely Treasure Woman is here. We got some Horror Maniacs Germany is rolling in here strong. That's right. That's our good friend Francesco. That's right. He'll be on the show here pretty soon. Wow, this is really cool. Thanks so much for coming in. This is fun. Yeah, this is a fun show already, Rocky. We're here 10 minutes into it. We're rocking and rolling already.
All right.
So North Carolina, though, that's where you're born and raised at. And I mean, what's the biggest difference for you between North Carolina and Montana? Because on the surface, it seems sort of like one and the same, but how different is the culture?
Well, it's a lot different. In North Carolina, I grew up in the mountains, and that's the southern mountains, outhouses, and all you can think of when I was very young. But when you got out here, of course, it's a whole lot drier here. The mountains are taller than the mountains in the east, and there's a lot more trees and vegetation in the east. And as far as the culture, it just you run into a lot of people. Maybe it's because you're out of the Bible Belt or whatever. You run into a lot of people. All they like to do is drink liquor and cuss. Just. But there's good people here. They've worked hard to get Montana where it is, and it's not very crowded at all. But it's more crowded than it was like in '98. Just a few 100,000 people, but it's really remote, and of course the temperatures get colder here longer than they would back in the mountains. You may get down below zero in North Carolina a week, but here that could be below zero from November till March. That's the biggest difference is weather, but good people, real good people.
Now you are not only are you an actor. We're going to talk about that definitely. You also have your own small business you built houses, and you turned them over, but you also started your own business, Montana Butcher. Help me out here, Montana Wood Butchers.
Yes.
Now, yeah. It's like I remember that, I promise. Now you run that today, and you build art pieces, right? You build pieces out of wood and show them to folks and whatnot. And so you do that you have your shop for that. Where did that come from? Was that something that you started in North Carolina too, and just transferred over to Montana, or was this something that you just picked up while you're in Montana?
Yeah. Well, when I was building it, the more I did later on, like when I came to Montana, I of course had shop. I had a small shop, and then I had another shop. But building, I got to do more and more and more on my own. The shop just seemed to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like 5-6 years ago, I just totally quit building and just built. I'm building right now, and the last shop, I guess, because it's got everything that I need. Dust collectors, everything that I need to build the things I were building, the little specialty things that other people don't build other than cabinets and doors and furniture. But I've been doing this full time for like 5 or 6 years. The things that I built are like the real interesting one was in Great Falls. They tore out the Rainbow Falls Dam back, 13, 14, 15 years ago. And in that dam, it was made totally of redwood, 2.5 inches thick, 12-inch slabs by 5 foot. A guy got those free, and he was burning them in a wood stove.
Oh,
And I caught the last tail of that and got several, and I built just benches, chairs, anything out of that wood that had been underwater for I think 94 years. And
wow.
it was astronomical looking wood. I've sold almost all of it. I do have some pieces here left that I maybe build a candle holder or something out of, but it's really beautiful wood.
How does wood not degrade over 94 years? I mean, you would
Yeah.
think that the water and and everything was the water just was the what do you think the water was just too cold to allow anything to live on it?
Well, if that was on, see, the Rainbow Falls would be the Missouri River, and they'd be coming out of the mountains. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was cold, but it was just consistent, the same, no air getting to it, except on the dry side of the dam. But there were boards that were totally submerged for that many years, and the integrity of them was you can still structurally use that board, and it's a redwood that is natural, resistant to decaying underwater or wet conditions. But
Now I know California has um I know that California has they're known for the redwood trees. Uh I guess Montana is too. I was not aware of the redwoods being up there.
no,
Um
no, those were trained in by train or wagon. Those
uh
were not from Montana.
okay,
Another
yeah,
interesting wood I have is the cedars that came from like Oregon or the east end of Oregon and Washington. The cedars were made into cross arms for your telegram and telegraph systems. I actually lucked up and got a load of those about 10 years ago, and I made things like uh, little goblets out of them,
that's
which are
amazing.
candle holders. Uh, I got several different styles of things that I built. I don't know if it's good showing them on there or
Oh
whatever.
no, we see him good. We see him well.
But that was a cross arm with the insulators on it. You can still see like there's a hole right there where the insulator was, where the wire will go around, and these things have been in the air since 1800s, and someone got a contract to take them down from outside of the. They were all followed railroads, and when I found out they were free, I got as big a load as I could and made a whole lot of different styles of things. But they can be candle holders or just it's
That's
just really
beautiful.
neat seeing how that wood is just still just as solid as it was when it
That's
was dry.
that's amazing. Now, how old are those are those the same age as you feel as the first pieces that you got from the dam? Are those are they as old as those
Okay,
from
the pieces I got from the dam was a redwood. This is a cedar. These are from the cross arms that were on the telephone poles holding the wires. The redwood is still as solid today, and I probably have some pieces here in the shop for some future projects, but I don't have one right here handy. I have a one frame that I made from it. Now this, I don't know if you can see this picture frame,
Oh yeah.
but that's made from actual. And this painting that's in this picture, let me give you a little background. The lady that owned the horse, she kept the horse and it was going to die. It was like 30 years old. But anyhow, she got an artist to take a picture of that and paint that horse with just using a single hair, except for just around the eyeball. And inside the eyeball, the artist took a picture and painted it exact location of the landscape where the horse was buried. I don't even know if you can.
So he painted where her horse was for her. He drew the
Yeah,
landscape with her
this is
horse.
a this is a painting in there, and thought of it. And the lady she lives down the road from me that I built this for.
So that horse right there, that picture of that horse, inside that picture, he drew where the horse was buried.
She drew the pitch. She took a picture of the horse, but
Okay.
then she took a picture where they wanted to bury the horse, and in the eyeball is the exact landscape painted into the eyeball of that
That's
horse.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That is
astronomical.
awesome.
I have no idea what she charged the lady for painting that, or you know, but she.
I just posted PBS Roadshow 8 questions with style, because that's something you expect to see on the Antique Roadshow, you know?
Oh yeah,
That's awesome. That's
honestly,
amazing.
I still got enough, a couple of slabs to where I could build a nice bar top or something out of that redwood, which redwood is a softer wood, but we got finishes today that can make it as durable as anything you need. But that's some things I
Uh
built.
all right, let me catch up on the chat, because our good friend Steven Sheets is jumping up and down in the room here saying he is a country singer, by the way, and he wants to say hello. Welcome in, Stephen. Glad you are here. And yes, you are a country singer. And country music, is that your speaking of music, we'll talk a little music here. So is when you work in your shop, do you listen with music on or off?
I have it on sometimes. I do now. The country would be the second choice because I like listening to K Love and a thing of called Your Network of Praise, but country music would be the top of the.
So you are a country music fan.
Yes.
Good, good. What do you think about today's country? Are you old school?
I'm more old school, but there's some good music out there, and there's
Yeah.
some good lyrics that that people are putting together, and it's very entertaining. It's just a lot of people can't go through the changes, but you got to.
Yeah.
Everything's mixing into everything else, and there's some really good stuff out there that I hear people my age. Oh, that ain't nothing. That's junk. No, it's not. It's really good,
It
and
is
it's
really.
as good as anything we had. We just got used to the old Merle and all the old country music. It's a
Yeah, I mean,
new good thing.
country music has evolved. It really has. It hasn't really. I mean, as much as a lot of the older people don't want to hear this, but country music has always evolved. It's always adapted different genres in it too. Straight country, and then started incorporating rockabilly and roots rock and folk, and started writing meaningful ballads. I mean, there was a balladeer. There were a lot of great balladeers coming out. Women's country music singers, started popping up, and then it started getting a little bit more edgier with a more of a rock beat to it. So, yeah, I mean, people who sit there and say that the changes aren't always that. It's like, wow, then you must not be a really country fan, because if you were, you respect some of the changes, and you don't always have to like it. No one says you have to like it, but you could definitely admire it, and or acknowledge it. And I don't. It's funny. I'm telling you this. The only time I really listen to much music is when I'm doing writing, when I prep this show, when I was writing my little banner and stuff like that. I always put music on when I'm doing this, and so I put on Spotify and have a sound. I have a playlist. I put that on there, and it's just playing in the background while I'm working. Um, I think music helps you work. That's for sure.
Right.
I do think it helps you work. Um, now, now I'm back in Carolina. So you going back there because I feel like it's almost like it's like a train track almost. Like you going from one side to the other. For like ping pong. Um, a lot of these skills that you got from North Carolina. But let's ask you this question, Rocky. When did you get your first inkling to try to do some acting?
My first one was about 7 years ago. It was it was going to be a thing called Big Sky. I was cast as a mountain man with the big mustache and long hair, and I was going to be one of the families. The whole show was like a bonanza, a family oriented thing, except it was a lot of families in the town. It didn't just have one family.
Right.
And it was really good. And I was cast because of my look on Facebook. And the casting director liked my voice. And then there was a part written perfect. But that show went pretty much, it's on the back shelf now. The the founder and the casting director both have died,
Uh,
which is a strange thing because the very next thing I was cast in, that director recently, in the last year and a half, has died. It's just a strange deal. But
yeah.
everything I was cast in, except for the one that I'm cast in right now, all of them are set in the 1890s cowboy western. I'm a
Should, can we get you to can we get Ari Aster to cast you in something? No, just a bad joke. Oh, he froze. Let me tell him what to do. Oh, okay, there he is. You still with us? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe we get Ari Aster to cast you in a movie, and I'm going like, no, better not say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But now the one that's going on now, the one that's got the big steamboat behind it, is the one called Freedom, and that's by Anita Wagner. I have been cast in a part in that one, and man, it's picking up steam. There's a lot going on behind the scenes right now to get that thing in production, and their location is going to be Nashville, and then of course Freedom, Oklahoma. They're going to actually film in the town, the little old town of Freedom, Oklahoma. It's a great story. When I read that book, and I had bought the book, and then she asked, there's a part here. I want you to play this part, and then they did the script, but it is going along great. Freedom. If you look on Facebook, just look up Friends of Freedom and join that page, and they'll keep you up to date on all when the casting starts, and if there's actors out there that want a part in that, they could just follow with Anita. She's very down to earth and transparent, and she's just working with the money people and the scheduling.
right, right. That's the hardest part about the business. Is trying to get the financing for it. It's always the roughest. Yeah, definitely understand that. Now, you said 7 years ago, so there was just out of the blue that that they came up to you and said, "Hey, had you ever done any acting at all before that?"
Nothing. I've done. I did modeling for the still shots, and never really thought about acting. It just wasn't something I was really doing. It's just yes, out of the blue, someone saw me. The casting director. I mean, I remember his name was a friend of mine, which I knew that I did not know he was a casting director for Big Sky TV and the series. But he said my producer really likes your uh, picture, and she said, I don't care if he can act or not. I want him in this film, in this feature film. And he told me that in a private message. I let it go for a month or two, never answered him. I thought, what a joke. And then it came back. I need your phone number. This lady wants to talk to you.
Mm,
And then I got on the phone, and she said, I'm typing to you what I want you to say on the phone. on your computer, I'm typing it, and I want you to say it as if it was really happening. So I was looking at the computer, talking on the phone, and I looked at it and I said,
Oh, she was
"Oh,
auditioning you on the phone.
well, she's talking to me on the phone, but she wanted to know if I could say, well, how I could talk."
Mhm.
It was wild. So I
Mm.
said, whatever it was something about going down to the corral. And I just said, well, we'll just go down to the corral and take care of this right. That's
Mm.
perfect. That's perfect. You're in.
Wow.
That was it.
Now I've heard, we've heard, we've heard a lot of stories, like people getting casted and whatnot, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody do an audition over a phone.
A
With,
phone
with this, with the
and
casting director screenwriter. That's the first for us.
yeah, the
That
screenwriter and the director, and there was the co-founder. They were all on the phone, but they didn't see me saying it. And then after that, there was several Zoom classes or meetings,
right,
and
right.
then but that was funny. Then I've been cast in another one. It's there's one called Jeremy, and that is by uh, Georgia Kumas has written that, and now she's got the back going. She's getting back up on that one now. Both of these films, Freedom from Freedom, Oklahoma, have won several uh, certificates and
Yes,
several
a
positions.
lot of them will do a lot of them will do a 5 to 10 minute proof of concept short, and then they go do a pitch. They go pitch, and
Yeah,
and then they get the investors and the money, and then then you start sliding to pre-production, and wow, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun
yeah,
for you. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
yeah.
Um,
The I get to watch like Freedom. I've get both of them. I've got to watch it go from an idea to now. Freedom already has its pitch deck and's already got answers on that one, and that is just amazing to see all the steps you got to do to get a book to
sort of
where
the
it's
sort of
real life.
were you surprised by this by you, because here you are, you watch movies, and all of a sudden you watch them on TV or the at the big screen or whatnot, and then next thing you know, out of the blue, someone taps you and says, hey, we want you to be a part of it. And then it's like going to the Wizard of Oz. You want to see what's behind the door.
Yeah,
How exactly do you make a movie? And now you're in the middle of it. Now you're seeing it, and soon
yeah.
enough you
It's
um,
like I didn't do the language and all that for another couple of movies that I was asked to be in. But there was one. This is a good one. It was on a Friday afternoon. I got called. Any way that you can come and do this little thing that we've talked about, and but you got to be there at 4:30 in the morning in Butte. Well, that's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive. So this was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I got the message. I laid down for a while, got up, went up there, and I found out that this was a pretty big deal. And it was called 1923 was the name of the thing.
oh God, Tyler Sheridan.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was in up there just walking around like, wow, this is another one of those waiting line. And then I met with Bo, and there were several people, Tristan, and I was going, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. And then
Wow.
then I can you ride a horse? Sure, I can ride a horse. This is before my operation. This was just this was a few months back, about a year back. I don't. It just flies when. But now it was amazing that they called me like the day before. We got you a perfect spot, and you don't have to speak. You're going to have to ride this horse through here about 4 or 5 times, and I was just directly behind. Oh gosh, I can't even think of them. But
Harrison
it
Ford.
was just neat that I got to be in a couple of scenes in that, just out of the blue. Just
How cool was that, Rocky?
yeah.
Yeah, 1923. That's with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren.
Right.
That-
Harrison Ford. Yeah. And,
Uh, uh, that's wow. Now was that actually that's wicked cool. See, I wish I would have known that. I'm gonna have to fix this. I'm looking at your banner right now. I'm going like, I gotta fix that. I gotta put 1923 in here. Um, how cool was that? Now, was that your actual first set that you went to? Was that the first time you actually been on a TV or movie set?
Actually, that's a first one that's been produced, and I mean, it's done. It's in It's post production. That's the first one, and I really didn't even take the time to find out. Well, which episode is it? Which scene is it? And then the one I called about 3 months ago when I started seeing this thing come up, he goes, "Hey, you just need to watch them all, man."
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Well, I do think that because it came out on CBS Paramount, that's one good thing about it is I do believe that it will get a home release. They will release the season for home viewing, so people can actually buy it, and then because then it's going to be sort of like a Where's Waldo type thing. We have to get the remote in our hand and our our magnifying glass, and like, all right, let's find Rocky. Uh,
I'm sure that's what I'll be. It'll be like
Now,
a
did you get to wear your hat though? Because if you got you wear your hat, the white
the
hat.
hat I had on. The hat I had on was darker, and it was a
Oh,
whole lot flatter, and
okay. Because that's a
big,
smooth.
big handkerchief. The big bag.
Oh, okay.
And
I would. That's fun. I think they're supposed to be doing one more season. I thought of that. I know that Yellowstone is going to be ending soon because I think Kev Costner just got bored. Um, I think they're supposed to be doing another season of 1923. So hopefully, if that's the case, you'll be invited on back. Um, Now you just mentioned earlier, about your surgery. You had to undergo a big surgery. Um, that's a pretty. Now, are you back to fighting form? Or are you gonna? Or can you ride a horse today and shoot a six
uh,
shooter?
no, I can't get on a horse today. I can,
So,
but physically could and everything. But that's extreme danger until the bones keep bonding. I had 3 discs replaced in my neck without them doing the fusing. I didn't get them fused. They actually flew me to Seattle and did that. That was 5 weeks ago. I'm according to the doctor, I'm way ahead, and
that's awesome.
my neck lost a couple of inches of just muscle, so that's gonna take a while. Just leaning over. It's like planking with your hands on your knees. You're just planking for your neck. I have to. There's a lot of physical therapy I'm doing that I'm doing very well with, according to the doctors. So, and I can put my hand on top of my head now. I couldn't do that the day before surgery. The day after surgery, I have to put my hand on top of my head.
You're under weight restriction too. How much can you not lift? Is it still 5 pounds?
It's about 5, 10 pounds. Like if I want to grab a gallon of milk, I've got to
You
keep my elbow close to my side. I can't just reach out there and grab the gallon. I have to bring it right here and put it wherever I want to. But that's way more than it was a week ago. So, and I'm up to a mile now walking every day, and I can actually. It's just get back in shape. I can start curling weights and stuff like that.
And are you able to work on your wood pieces at all? Or are you able to like to cut and
I'm,
polish them, or is that just something that you just can't do? Like
yeah,
you can't.
I can't really work on finishing this building, and no, I'm not working right now. I'll just
Okay,
taking
working
it
on
easy.
now. Now that you started doing some acting though, and whatnot. I think people are gonna have people started sending you scripts? Are they have your friends and family started asking you about your new career? Like here you are, Rocky Reynolds. I mean, damn. Let's be honest. I mean, Rocky Reynolds is freaking Hollywood name. It's like. It's like here's a new Western with Gary Cooper and Rocky Reynolds. It's like hell yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It's a yeah, the perfect name. It's like, man, you could not come out of Central Casting with a better Western name than Rocky Reynolds.
Yeah,
Um, so what do you like to do when you're not healing and when you're not working? I mean, before your surgery, what did you like to do for for Western recreation?
Well,
I mean,
recreation is really working with wood is a real good thing. I bought this property here, like I said, about 6 years ago. It had the old pole barn on it and poured the floor, bolted all the stall doors shut, added a few windows, and made it into a real nice shop and got it insulated for the winter, which lucky me because it was a cold one and it's got its own propane furnaces and I got water and it it's nowhere near ready to live in, but it's close to where I'll be moving in a few months.
oh, good, good. Now, what kind of animals do you run across in Montana? What have you seen animal wise on your property?
On my property, it would be badgers. That's the meanest little thing you'll ever meet in this area. Of course, rabbits, all kind of mule deer. There's nothing to see 20 or so mule deer standing right outside the garage door as it opens.
Just hanging out, loitering. Those loitering teenagers.
Yeah. And then last winter, I would have never noticed if it hadn't been a fresh snow, but a mountain lion was just walking around my house, just over this shop, walking around while I was in there because it was snowing. I
Uh,
was in there. When I came out, the tracks were there. And
oh my.
I kind of went back in and kind of shut the door and thought for a second. I
Yeah,
guess I'll get in
yeah.
the truck and back out.
Uh, well, I mean, I mean, Montana. I mean, I would definitely say you definitely need to have self protection up there. I mean, whether it be a rifle or probably a rifle and a pistol, I would think. Um, do you? I mean, you don't have to answer this or not, but is that something that's what you would recommend? It, be mandatory for anybody who lived up in Montana. Should they should have a like a maybe a shotgun with salt pellet in it or something like that if you don't want to kill anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would have at least that. But for something that's going to attack you, I would definitely have more than salt.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about if I was up there, maybe the salt pellet for the cougar, but I definitely want a 30-06 for the bear.
Yeah, the bear and I built a few buildings for the John Deere, a guy that owned like 5 or 6 John Deere, and I did it on the western part of the states. Several grizzly would be around there, and the grizzly's nothing to mess with.
Oh no. Oh,
Everybody does, and everybody messes
yeah.
with buffalo.
Why do people do that, Rocky? Let me because you must see plenty of tourists. Like every year, you always see some buffoon walking up there and tapping the top of a head of a buffalo. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go touch a buffalo. Yeah, okay, you do that, and let me before you go, leave me your car keys, leave me your wallet with some money in it, and any credit cards that you have too, because after your ass gets killed out there, um, and then and the grizzly bears too. I mean, they tell people, don't wear, don't, like, take something out there. You see hikers going like, I'm all right. I got bear spray. Yeah. That doesn't really work against a grizzly.
Well, it will work. It's just that the spray they have now will go like 15, 20 feet. You just got to be very much aware. If you're spraying into the wind, you're the one that's going to get it. And if you're spraying, if you got the wind to your back and you're spraying that bear, you can get him a whole lot further back
I
if
don't want to
you
be
hit him.
within 20 feet. My 20 feet, that, I don't want to be 20 feet within a grizzly.
No, you get something
No,
running over that weighs over 600 pounds, running 30 miles an hour.
30 miles an
You
hour. People
you
have
shoot
no
him
idea.
with a 30-06, he's still going to hit you.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
still going to fall on you.
I saw this one video where these two guys, and they were smart as hell. They were hunters. They're out there, and they basically did the old west type of shooting, though, like the Civil War. It's like one guy was kneeled, one guy was standing behind. The first guy shot as he's racking. The second guy's behind him, and he shoots, and he racks. And the first guy, they had to shoot a grizzly that was charging them. They had to shoot him 4 times. I don't think they had a 30-06, but they had rifles, because they were hunting. I don't know what they were hunting for. I know they weren't 30-06s because they would have stopped it at two shots. Uh, but they had to shoot that damn thing 4 times before it fell down in front of them. But if they were just panicking shooting, they would have never made it. They just never. The bear would have hit them. At least they would have. Maybe they would have killed him. Maybe he would have died, but he would have messed them up first. But you just hear people going inside the Montana woods. They're ill prepared. They're not really. They don't really respect what the territory. That's probably the number one killer, isn't it? I mean, people who don't read up on what they're doing, they don't respect the territory, they just go out there as tourists and get in trouble.
Yeah, like
have,
the Buffalo, like if it was a sporting team, Buffalo versus the Grizzlies. Well, the Buffalo are winning right now because there's more stupid people walking up, touching the head of something.
You're right. They do. There's videos of that. And they just go out there and it's like, and you know what? You just can't help but root for the damn Buffalo.
Yeah.
You just do. Yeah, but that guy got a broken ribs. Who cares? He's a dope for going out there. Don't do that. And then you're asking me to feel sorry for him afterwards. Come on now, not gonna happen. Now how far are you away? What's the nearest town that you live in?
The nearest town would be Billings. For like you go to a Walmart or something like that, that would be in Billings, which is on the south eastern part of Montana.
Now when you and I were talking yesterday, you and I were talking about how isolated Montana is. People just, like you're mentioning, they have over 1 million people in the state total, but there's plenty of places out there that is completely isolated. So if someone's going to come up there to visit Montana, let's say I was going to drive up there and drive around Montana, what are some of the things would you tell somebody to bring with them? I mean, did you already have those skills from
No,
North
I had
Carolina?
I just did some reading. That was back really before there was. I didn't have like a cell phone or anything like that in '98, but I just did some reading and paid attention, and it wasn't that bad. It just that you could get to places like when septic tanks freeze, that means it's cold. But you just don't do stupid things like go out at 20, 30 below and not be prepared for it. Because if your car breaks down, nobody's driving by. You got to be prepared to walk or survive in that vehicle. There's a lot of people that come in and they don't make it, and it's because of lack of planning or just listening. Don't be arrogant. Listen to the people. They know what they're talking about. It's a good place to be, though. I would tell them to just pay attention. But I've never seen it snow in this area in July, but I have seen 8-10 inches in every other month at least. And
Is that something?
when I was building up there and I owned that land near Glacier Park, I owned that for about 6 or 8 years. About 60 miles from Glacier was my land, and it snowed every month, and I'm talking 3, 4, 5 feet. And then in the winter, it would stay. Now in the summer, that could be melted in 4 or 5 days, which is great water for running cattle or whatever. It was a good deal. But you get just where you want to be. What you want is right here. There's a banana belt around Billings and up through it's a lot warmer. Like it only gets down to about -20, -30 in the wintertime in that area. But you get up in the mountains, it's a lot colder. And you're going to survive very little. Little chance.
There's some people in the chat have come in. I'd like to say hi to our friends Suzanne. Hi, Zan. And our friend Sarah is here. Sarah says you she's I think I think a lot of people are looking at you and they're going like, where have I seen this guy? Because you do have that Hollywood face. You might have seen Rocky in 1923. He's got some other projects coming out. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for coming out and for commenting on that. Yes, yeah, that's a very good interview. I'm really enjoying. I don't even really call this an interview. I'm just calling this a fun chat. This is a lot of. This is really cool. How are you doing? Okay, are you all right?
Oh yeah, I am. I just got me some water. I'm doing
Okay,
good.
okay. I'm we got our sign right here. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Sorry about that.
I'm watching you. We got you
Yeah,
covered.
I'm doing
All right.
great.
I hope you're having fun.
Oh yeah, it's like that 1923. I don't believe anybody could recognize me unless they had a real good magnifying glass. But there's other things that maybe in Facebook they've seen me or what.
You know what? When you go outside of a movie community, when you're in a movie community, and believe me, a Western movie community, they will find you. They will find you. Maybe the average TV person won't, but if you go to someone who's following Yellowstone and Tyler Sheridan, they're gonna know you. They're gonna know you by your name. I mean, as soon as yes, they will. Especially you go in there like, can someone find where? Can someone tell me which episode I'm in? You go inside of a group, and someone will find you because they know everybody in the cast, and that includes featured performers. As far as extras go, people pay attention to these things. It's amazing to me. I hear people talk about, yeah, did you see that guy? And like with the Sons of Anarchy, and you'll just sit there and you watch it for the main characters, but then someone else will comment says, "Did you see that one guy in this one episode where he was wearing that cool ass boots?" And it's just like, how do you know? How do you know these things? I never watched. Oh no, I watch it. It's like, I mean, the fandom is crazy. Um, it is a lot of fun. Now, speaking of fandom, let's go this way. What were some of your favorite movies and actors and actresses growing up? I mean, who do you like? Who do you like watching today?
Well, of course, I still love it today. The older shows, the Gunsmokes, the John Waynes, and I, there's a pile of them that are just I love equal, and I still watch them to this day, and I just
Now,
love them.
you did notice the name of my channel, though, right?
Yes.
So, the partner right on top of you, that's Paladin. So yeah, that's yeah. I'm a big fan of. I personally feel the best West. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get into it now. So, what was your favorite? What's your favorite Western series?
Series. Uh, it would be Gunsmoke. I really like that.
Gunsmoke ran for 20 years on TV. Ran for many years on radio. Did you ever listen to the radio shows?
Yes, I did. I think that's got what got me started because when I was like 7 or so, we got a TV and it wasn't shortly after that. Some of those older shows were on there. Just wow, just
Oh,
and then there's some that I would not even watch a scene and like one Adam 12 or something like that. Just I thought was just beautiful award winning material until I see it today, and then wow,
oh, as far as the movies, you mean? As far as the older shows?
yeah.
Things change definitely. You know, thank you, Mr. Bones. You're the man. Yeah, I with you. I gotta say this since you mentioned Gunsmoke. Man, is it me or do you agree with me? Now everybody knows that James Arness played Marshall Dillon on TV, but good Lord, wouldn't you like to see William Conrad as Matt Dillon?
that could work. That
He was absolutely magnificent on the radio program. He's Marshall. That's where Marshall Dillon came from. People don't even know. I didn't even know that until I got it on YouTube. I didn't even know that he had done the radio show. And then someone had actually grouped them all together, and I started listening to him. And man, I was blown away, Rocky. I was like, that is an actor. That's Marshall Dillon. But unfortunately, he couldn't stay in shape, and so he went out for the role, but they told him, you're just too heavy. No
yeah,
one will watch that, and that's a real shame because I guess he had the perfect body for radio, but I felt bad for him because he was such a great actor, and yeah, I like Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke is a fun show. Oh wow, everybody's throwing down their favorite westerns. The Rifleman, Bat Masterson, let's see, High Chaparral. Yes. You need to see the first Gunsmoke, the first season. Matt Dillon was brutal. Yes, yeah. The first season of Marshall Dillon, he was really, yeah. But the radio show was like that. That's the reason why, because the radio show, he was absolutely brutal in the radio show. Man, that's an amazing show.
yeah.
Uh, Lone Ranger was a lot of fun. Uh, uh, and our friend Zan says her son can spot any extra in a Game of Thrones series. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of famous people that end up going on to Game of Thrones and doing there's just backgrounds, and they were there to be part of the experience, and it's a lot of fun to just try to find them, all the famous people. Uh, so what's next for you? I mean, we got the movie Freedom in there. Are you actively looking for parts right now, or are you gonna just try to maybe chill a little bit and heal up a little bit? Maybe 6 months, go back at it. Things work out in a perfect world.
Well, if someone thinks that I've got a look or a sound or a character that I could fill with by acting, I would take it. And yes, I would want to be a little more healthier, get back up there where I was. Uh,
Yes.
but I'm all for it. It's just the Freedom one is the first one. The next one is Jeremy. I've cast on that one, and I will be actually the wagon master that takes the whole group, the stars out west. Freedom has of course, Jacob Young is in that one, and he's signed in, and Lisa Varga has signed in, and then it has got like top notch. Uh, Rick Valentine is going to do the music for that. That's hard to believe, but he's in, and
Wow.
the camera people, they're all top notch. It's amazing the names that are in that production already, and then the
Now
casting will be open soon on that one.
that was gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be whoops, hold on one second. There we go. All right, sorry about that.
And the last one, the one that they've been working on a while, is called the Wilkes County Line. That's another one of those Rick Valentine. He's in on that one with Mark Rickaby, and they're going to start their casting here. Oh, another month or so, few months.
uh see let's see, when someone's asking me what's the cook's name on Wagon Train. God, I don't know. I just know Robert Fuller did the last two seasons of Wagon Train. That's all I know about that. uh Gosh, I could. Well, yeah, I don't know. I loved Wagon Train too. I used to watch it all the time back when I was a kid. I have to figure that one out. Um, uh, so as far as this goes, as far as as far as do you still go down to Butte? I mean, you go down there now to do you go down there now to I mean, is there anywhere around you, or do you have friends? Do you do Zoom? As far as improving your craft. Now that you're in this, now that you're going to be doing this a little bit more, are you taking any steps to learn any lessons? Are you taking any acting lessons at this time?
I probably will be. But it was suggested by several people for me to do it. Uh, it would just open up more doors if I wanted to, like, and go do some commercials, go do some other things. Just get into that. I have never ever approached to get an agent or anything like that. But if I wanted more, I just need to go those steps toward that road. There is,
I think you should. I think it'll be very entertaining. I think it's gonna be fun to watch, to see what happens, and we're definitely gonna be following you on Freedom. That's for sure. I can't wait for that to actually get going. You'll have to come back and talk to us about your experiences on the set. That will be you'll be down there for a little bit. I'm thinking.
yeah, I'll definitely come back and talk about that. It's a very very good. The Even the Jeremy, that is very good. There's several people. You got Tara Clark that's involved in that. With she has that movie ranch now in in Nevada, and it's about the middle of the state called Pioche, Nevada. And that whole thing will be shot at that movie ranch. Tara Clark is but the way I remember is she's the blonde.
Locked up. I had to say this while he's still frozen here. For the most part, man, he's got great reception. I was really surprised to see. I thought this might be a little buggy, being in the Montana, but his connection is pretty good. If you're frozen, if you can hear this, Rocky, just just come out and come back in. Let me see if I can tell him that. Give me 1 second here. Uh, let's see. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. We'll see if he comes back. If we'll see if he comes back. Yeah. Hopefully he'll just oh man. Let's see if I can bring him back up. Um, let's see. Well, I tell you what, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back or not. So we're going to give him a couple more minutes. And while I'm doing that, while we wait and see if he comes back up, I will go ahead and let you know what's coming up on the rest of the month here. I Because that's what we do here. So tonight at 8 o'clock, again tonight we're doing two shows today, and so we're going to be back here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to be talking to film director Garo Setian along with his wife Anna, and they have just released a brand new fun sci-fi adventure movie called Space Wars: The Quest for the Deep Star, and that will be here at 8 o'clock. That movie is out right now on Cork Entertainment. You can buy that movie on any major store. You can go to uncork.com and get it, or you can like Best Buy or Walmart or Target, anywhere where you get physical media. You can get a Space Wars, and that will be here tonight at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow night we are welcoming in another movie YouTuber. Matt Fashy will be here with tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and that promises to be a very fun show. A lot of action, a lot of laughs. looking forward to having him on the show. And he'll be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow. On Thursday, we have singer Michelle Aragon will be here with us at 8 p.m. And then Friday, the 19th, we have another lady singer. We have Michelle Lynn Blatsky will be here with us at 8 p.m. and she fronts the band Ms. 44. And so that is what's going on. I don't think we're going to be able to get Rocky back. So I'm going to go ahead and end it today. I want to say thank you to the chat for coming in. I appreciate it so much. Hit the thumbs button, hit the like button, and more importantly, please leave a comment down below. Comments are really, really helpful. And so if you guys can all come back and just drop a, if you like the show, if you didn't like the show, if you have any ideas for shows, you have any ideas for guests, you have guest requests, drop them down all in the comments and we'll see what we can do. But I do want to thank everybody for showing up for this this fun show. And we will see you tonight with Garo and Anna Sentian. Thank you so much, Francisco. It's going to be your turn soon, my friend, to be up here, and I can't wait for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, everybody. Thanks so much, and we will talk at you soon. Oh, good. All we need to do is just get a date. If we can get June 10th, that will happen. That's for sure. All right, we'll talk at you guys soon. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong comment. All right. Yes, I hope that she will make it. All right. Well, thanks so much, and we will talk at you soon. Peace.